Have you ever wondered why, out of all the creatures in this vast world, God chose to place a dog right by your side? Maybe it was just chance. Maybe it was just your longing for a companion. Or maybe, just maybe, it was something much deeper, something divine that has been waiting quietly for you to notice. For thousands of years, dogs have walked beside us, through storms and sunshine, carrying in their eyes a kind of love many people spend their whole lives searching for. They do not ask for wealth, they do not care how many wrinkles rest on your hands, and they never judge the stories you carry in your heart. Instead, they sit close when you feel alone. They wait at the door, even when the whole world forgets you. And in those silent moments, when you feel your spirit growing tired, it is often a wagging tail and gentle eyes that remind you that you are not walking this life alone. Some say dogs are only animals, but those who have looked into the eyes of an old, loyal friend know better. What if that wagging tail, that warm body pressed against your leg, is much more than fur and heartbeat? What if it is a gentle reminder from above, a living sign that you are loved unconditionally, here and now? Today, we will journey deeper into this timeless bond, tracing it back through ancient beliefs, listening to the whispers of science, and uncovering the quiet, powerful ways dogs teach us to love and to forgive. So, before we begin, take a breath. Look at the four-legged friend resting by your feet or waiting in your memories, and ask yourself, what gift did God give you when He sent you a dog? Let's find out together. Long before dogs curled up on our couches or greeted us at the front door after a long day, they stood as silent guardians at the edge of ancient villages. In cultures scattered across continents and centuries, dogs were never just animals. They were sentinels of the soul, protectors of families, and keepers of secrets too sacred for human ears alone. In ancient Egypt, it was the image of Anubis, a god with the head of a dog or jackal, who guided souls through the dark corridors of the afterlife, standing watch so that no spirit would lose its way. Among the Greeks, dogs sat faithfully beside Hecate, the goddess of crossroads and the unseen. For the Celts and Native American tribes alike, the loyal dog was a symbol of courage and spiritual protection, trusted to ward off unseen dangers that lurked beyond the campfire's light. These early people knew something we sometimes forget, that a dog's watchful eyes hold more than loyalty. They carry an unspoken promise to stand guard over our hearts and our homes. When the nights grew cold and uncertain, people believed that a dog's presence could chase away not just wild animals, but restless spirits and creeping loneliness. Even now, if you look closely, that ancient role hasn't vanished. A dog still stands between us and the darkness, reminding us that love is not just an emotion, but a shield, a quiet force that holds fear at bay. And yet, while their place as spiritual guardians is rooted deep in the past, their purpose has only grown with time. Because beyond those ancient firesides and sacred myths, dogs have found new ways to heal us, protect us, and walk us through the storms of modern life. So how did these faithful guardians of old become healers for our hearts today? Stay with me, because in the next part of this journey, you'll see how a beating heart and a wagging tail can calm a storm within your soul better than any pill ever could. If you've ever found comfort in the soft weight of a dog's head resting on your knee after a long, heavy day, then you already know what many scientists have taken years to prove. Dogs are healers in fur coats, offering medicine no bottle can hold. Modern life brings stress in ways our ancestors never imagined. Bills stack up, Loneliness creeps in. Memories of people we've lost visit us when the house falls quiet at night. But in that silence, there is often the sound of paws padding down the hallway, a cold nose nudging your hand as if to say, "I'm here. You are not alone." Researchers have measured what we already feel deep down. A study published in Hypertension found that people who own dogs have lower blood pressure and calmer hearts, even during stressful times. Another study in Circulation showed that for older adults, having a dog could lower the risk of dying from heart disease by as much as 33%. Imagine that! A loyal heartbeat beside you doing more for your health than any pill in a plastic bottle. Beyond numbers and charts, there are the stories we hear in whispers from those who have lived it. The man who found his arthritis eased because his dog needed 3 walks a day. The woman who fought off loneliness and depression because a rescued pup refused to leave her side when everyone else did. Each wag of a tail, each lick on a tear-streaked cheek, reminds us that healing does not always come in hospitals or in the doctor's office. Sometimes it comes on 4 legs, wearing fur and a patient smile. And maybe that's why so many nursing homes, hospitals, and rehabilitation centers now welcome therapy dogs through their doors. Because when medicine reaches its limits, a dog's warm presence steps in to do what medicine alone cannot: mend the spaces inside us that modern life so often leaves empty. But this power to heal is only part of the story. Dogs don't just comfort our bodies. They speak to our spirits too. And if you listen closely, you'll hear a lesson whispered in every wag and every gentle nudge. So let's take one more step forward and see how our 4-legged friends teach us to live more kindly, more fully, and maybe even more like the one who gave them to us in the first place. If you've ever watched your dog sleep, stretched out without a single worry for tomorrow, you've seen a quiet lesson that many of us spend our whole lives trying to learn. In a world that pulls our thoughts into the past and worries us with the future, dogs stand as living reminders that peace is found in this moment, here and now. While people argue and hold grudges, a dog forgives before you even know you need forgiveness. You can be gone for hours or days, yet when you return, those eyes shine like you're the greatest gift ever given. They don't keep score. They don't hold your flaws against you. Instead, they teach us what it means to love without conditions or limits. So many people say, "My dog loves me more than any human ever could." But maybe the deeper truth is this: your dog is showing you how you could love others if only you'd try. That tail wag when you come home, the way they curl up beside you when you're sad, it's not just comfort. It's a lesson in patience, loyalty, and kindness that asks for nothing in return. Some people find these lessons in books or sermons, but many find them in the soft brush of fur under their fingers, or the steady heartbeat of a friend who stays close when the world turns cold. It's no wonder that so many believe dogs are a living message from God, sent to show us how to open our hearts, forgive what we can't change, and love like it's the simplest thing in the world. And when you spell it out, it feels like a quiet wink from above. D-O-G. Backwards, it reads G-O-D. A gentle reminder that sometimes the divine is not thunder in the sky, but soft paws on your floor. Maybe that's why so many people say, "My dog saved me," not with grand gestures, but with the daily grace of showing up, staying close, and loving when you feel least worthy of it. These 4-legged teachers never stand at a pulpit. They never preach. Instead, they live out every lesson we wish our neighbors would remember. Be loyal, Be kind, forgive quickly, love fully. And perhaps the greatest lesson they whisper is that each of us can be better, softer, more patient, just like them. But stories alone make these lessons breathe. In the next part of our journey, we'll listen to real voices. People like you who have been healed, comforted, and changed by a dog's quiet devotion. Their stories remind us that sometimes the best way to find God's love is to look into the eyes of a friend who can't speak a word, but says everything that matters. Sometimes the strongest proof that dogs are more than pets comes not from science or ancient stories, but from the quiet voices of everyday people. People like you, who know what it means to be loved when life feels heavy. I've read hundreds of stories from folks who've shared how a dog stepped in when the world stepped back. There's the woman, battling cancer, who found a stray dog in her yard on her birthday. She says that small fur Angel gave her a reason to get up every morning, a reason to fight when her strength was gone. She didn't just rescue him, he rescued her too. One man shared how arthritis tied him to his chair for years, until one winter night, a little dog showed up on his porch. He took that dog in, named him Poppy, and Poppy's tiny paws forced him to walk 3 times a day, rain or shine. Step by step, his joints loosened, his spirit lifted, and he swears Poppy did more for him than any medicine ever could. And there's Martha, 84 years old, who lives alone now that all her old friends are gone. She has 8 dogs by her side, each one found, rescued, loved. She says they are her family, her reason to wake up every morning and smile, even on days when the world feels empty. She prays every night for a few more years, just enough to care for each of them until they, too, find their rest. These aren't just sweet moments to warm our hearts. They're reminders that maybe the greatest miracles aren't the loud, thunderous ones we wait for, but the quiet, everyday presence of a dog curling up next to us when the house feels too silent. They show up in the dark corners of our loneliness and shine a light no human hand can always reach. So maybe you, too, have a story like this. A paw print that forever changed the path of your life. Maybe your dog sat with you through grief, or gave you laughter when the days were too long. If you do, share it. Let someone else hear it. Because in sharing, you remind another lonely soul that they're not alone. That somewhere, a wagging tail might be waiting to rescue them, too. In just a moment, we'll bring all these threads together: history, healing, quiet lessons, and your own memories, to remind us of one final truth. This life and the friends God places beside us are nothing less than gifts meant to guide us home. So now, as we stand at the end of this gentle journey together, maybe you see it a little clearer. Why a dog's paws found their way across your doorstep. Why that warm nose nudged your hand just when you needed it most. Maybe it wasn't chance at all, but something far bigger, far kinder than coincidence. A dog's love is simple, honest, and freely given. It asks for nothing but your presence. It does not care about your mistakes or regrets. It does not mind the years written in the lines of your face or the burdens you carry deep in your heart. Instead, it looks at you, truly looks, and reminds you that you are loved just as you are. Many people spend years searching for a sign that God is near, that love surrounds them even when life feels empty. But sometimes that sign is lying right there at your feet, tail thumping softly against the floor. Sometimes the answer to a prayer is not thunder from the heavens, but a soft snore from the corner of your couch. And maybe, just maybe, the greatest truth is this: The dog by your side is not here to serve you, but to teach you, to show you how to forgive quickly, love deeply, and live each moment like it's the only one that matters. In the eyes of a dog, you see a reflection of the purest love, a glimpse, perhaps, of the way God loves us, without condition, without judgment, always present. So tonight, when you sit in your favorite chair and feel the warmth of that loyal friend by your side, pause for a moment. Think of the gift you've been given, and if your faithful companion has long crossed over that final bridge, hold tight to the paw prints they left on your soul. They are yours to keep until you meet again. Before you go, I'd love for you to share your story. How has a dog changed your life? Did they save you in ways words can hardly explain? Write it below. Someone out there might need to read your words tonight, to remember they're not alone. And if this journey today touched your heart even a little, join our family here at Pearls of Wisdom. Subscribe, stay close, and together we'll keep telling stories that remind us all. Love never leaves. It simply finds new ways to stay. Until next time, may light and love always find you. And may you always remember, when God wanted to show us a piece of heaven on earth, He gave us dogs.